You are now tuned in to the Healing Hotgirl Podcast, made for women who are finally giving themselves permission to show up as the women they always knew they could be. If you're here, that means you're ready for an upgrade. So, without further ado, let's get into this episode. Hey, Healing Hot Girls, and welcome back to the next episode of the podcast. So today we have another special guest with us, and we're going to let her introduce herself.
Hi guys, my name is Shay. So excited to be here with you guys.
Now, this is my cousin, and this is the queen of black girls in luxury, okay? Which is why she's here today, and this is what we're going to talk about. So before we jump in, I'm going to give you a quick icebreaker. I'm going to ask you 2 questions.
Okay.
So the first question is, what color is your favorite song?
What color is my favorite song? Wow. I guess blue.
Okay, and what's your favorite song?
𝗵𝗶𝗴𝗵𝗁, I Love You.
How it go?
Girl, don't get me up here.
Not to put you on the spot. Not to put you on the spot.
I'll play it for you.
And the next question is, would you rather get free accommodations or free plane tickets for the rest of your life?
That's a tricky one. I think free accommodations. Yeah. Accommodate me. Yeah, put me in a suite.
Right.
Give me resort credit. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll get there. Just, lay it out for me.
Yeah, oh, I like that. I might want to change my answer. I like that. Okay, so we're going to just jump in, and I want to ask you, what does living in luxury mean to you?
Living in luxury. For me, it means a life where you get the most comfort from, So, like a life that's stress-free and that consists of self-care and gifts and just like the princess life,
Mm-hmm.
That's luxury for me.
Okay. So, how did you first learn about luxury?
My earliest memory, don't laugh, okay? My earliest memory of luxury had to be when I was a young girl, maybe like 7 or 8, and my mom had a booster. His name was Keys. And he would always come to my house with literally like the latest things from Bloomingdale's and from Saks and Bergdorf. I mean, leather jackets and furs and designer and boots and shoes. And I would just light up. Like, you know how most kids would get excited like when the ice cream truck is coming? I would see Keys coming down the block like, oh my God, he's here. He's here. I'll be back, y'all. So I think that was my earliest memory of just like luxury and just like having nice things and like looking forward to something or putting something on and just feeling, oh, this is me,
I love that. I definitely think, I think of clothes as armor. So it's like when you put it on.
I love that.
What character are you tapping into?
Right.
Today?
Like, who am I?
Exactly.
Let me see.
I love that. Is that the same moment where you realized that it was accessible to you? Like, you could access it? Or did that happen later on?
I think because I was so spoiled, like, from my father and just, like, anything, like, I asked for, he would, give to me. And so I think in my mind, I thought that I can have whatever it is that I wanted. So as I got older and I started doing my own research, like magazines and just watching like different shows, like, coming home from school, watching 106 & Park, just looking at the outfits and things like that. I think, and then I started asking for those things, right? Like bags that's like $2,000. My father like, what the hell wrong with you? Then I had to like think about like, wow, like I have to really, put some work in if I want to be able to afford this stuff, like it's not cheap, like you have to have a career or you have to have some kind of, something in place so you can be able to afford these things. And then I think when I started hearing the word no, I think that drove me So as soon as we were able to get our working papers at 14, I'm like, I'm going to get a job. So I'm going to have my money on top of the money my father give me, on top of the money my mother give me. And then I'm going to hit my grandmother up. Now I got my bag, you know? Yeah. So I think that's what it was.
So that leads me right to, how did you start implementing luxury? So you said you was working, you was hustling. What did that look like? Like, what was going in your mind? What was going on in your mind at that time?
I think at that time, when because like I said, from being used to being spoiled so much, I think it created like this idea in my mind, like, I deserve it. Like, why can't I have, you know what I mean? Like, I want it, I'm gonna get it. Like, it's either you're gonna get it for me or I'm gonna get it for me, but I'm gonna get it because I deserve it. And I think it just, like, over the years, it just grew. And then just like my love for, and not even just like materialistic things, right? Like, not even like just like being able to get like bags or like shoes, just like having a soft life. Like, you know, on Saturdays, I don't want to wake up early. You know, like, it's no school. I want to lay here for a second, you know, get my thoughts together. Like, this is my day, you know, because luxury is not just materialistic things. Luxury is, you know, maybe ordering DoorDash because you don't want to wake up an extra half an hour to make you some breakfast. Right. Or, you know, saying, you know what, every Friday I'm going to get a massage, or, you know, every week I'm going to go get my hair and my nails done. Like, I feel like we work so hard. Like, life is so hard. I feel like we have to have some kind of like reward, like, for what we do. Like, you wake up every day, you got to go to school, you got to go to work, you got to hustle. Like, it's always something, especially living in New York City. So I think it's imperative to have luxury in your life. I mean, everyone deserves it. I feel like every girl should look at herself as, and not a queen, right? Because queen has a lot of responsibilities. Everyone's like, oh, I'm the queen honcho. You can say the queen honcho. Right. You can have it. I want to be the princess, you know? Like, I want to be catered to. And I feel like every woman deserves that. Like, yes. We deserve it. Like, why not?
We do. And that's the thing. A lot of us don't notice until later that we deserve that, or that we don't really feel worthy of that. I know I personally struggled with that. I used to be like, I don't feel like I'm asking for too much, but now I'm like, no, girl.
No, ask. Closed mouths don't get fed. I learned that at an early age. My dad would take me and my sister shopping. And she's so humble and like sweet. And she would be like, oh, I just want that one thing. Girl, you crazy. I want this, that, and this. So I'll have 20 things. She'll have one. And I would get it. Mm-hmm. Why? Because I asked for it. You have to, like, again, closed mouths don't get fed. Right. Okay? You want it? Ask for it.
I said, I'm just now learning that. I got to. Because not even where I'm at, but where I'm trying to go. It's like, you can't just sit back and let things happen. You got to be like, yeah. You got to go in there with that. I want this, and this.
Yeah, even at work, right? Like, luxury, even at work. Like, knowing what's the part of your job description and what is not a part of your job description. And know when you're going up to above and beyond. You know, like, slow down. This is not your company. Now, by all means, you know, do your job. You know, I'm a firm believer in, you know, doing your due diligence, but don't go above and beyond. There's no reward for that. Like, I used to tell myself that all the time. Like, even when I was in college, like, working 2 jobs and 21 credit hours, where's the race? Like, what be gentle?
That, oh my God, girl, that was me when I first got accepted to school. I was like, oh, I want to get this done. I want to make sure I get in and out. And I'm like, girl.
Wow, where you rushing to?
Exactly.
What's going to happen? What's going to happen? That's luxury. Being able to tell yourself, I'm going to take it easy. Mm-hmm. Or, you know, I'm not going to do 21 credit hours this semester. I'm going to do just, you know, 2 classes or maybe just 12 credit hours. You know, take it easy. Give myself, you know, a little grace. Because we ask God for grace, right? And then we don't give ourselves grace. Grace is luxury too, and I feel like people don't like consider that.
That's, girl, you getting ahead of yourself.
I'm sorry.
That's further down the line. Sorry. So I want to ask you. You know how every good always comes with the bad. Mm-hmm. So I want to ask you: is there a downside to Black girl luxury?
Of course it is.
What are some things over there?
So for one, right, like, it goes back to race. right? It's always, I feel like as Black women, we're always looked at as last, of coming in last. And it's like, who does she think she is? Or even amongst other Black women.
That's the scary part.
It's so crazy. So it'll be, oh, she thinks she all of that. Oh, look how she's so bougie. Oh, because I come from a time where bougie wasn't a good thing. Now, we got the bad and bougie song. Now it's a thing. But back in the day, it wasn't. It was, she's a snob. She's a snuck up. And I feel like it used to come from other Black women.
I didn't know that.
That's the sad part. But I feel like, when you want more for yourself and you show that, whether it shows up in how you dress or whether it shows up in, just how you care for yourself, how often you change your hairstyles or how often, I feel like people look at you and they judge you. And I don't know if it comes from a place of them not being secure or knowing their value, because for me, I think we all deserve it. Not just me, you, everybody, my enemies, everybody. As a Black woman, like I said, life is so hard, so I think everyone, like, I feel like just like now, like in just like working and like everyone, starting their own businesses and becoming, entrepreneurs and business owners, and we're living our ancestors' wildest dreams, and it's just like they couldn't imagine, they used to walk to work, miles and miles to work. And now you have the option of saying, you know what, today I'm not going to take the train, I'm not going to take the bus, I'm going to take a Lyft. I feel like, why are you mad at that? Like, why are you mad I'm doing that? Like, you should want to do that too. So I just think that's the downside of just like luxury and just wanting more for yourself. Oh, I keep looking at you, not the camera. and just like, wanting more for yourself. And I think just hate. I think that's the downside. So I don't know if it's just like a social media thing, right? So everything became so, what do I want to say? So accessible, right? So whereas back in the day, I remember like people would, have their little, name brands and their fits. And I feel like we will wait for like a music video to come out or, watching interviews or something like that, or magazines, right? But it's like you had to be a fan of magazines, in order to get this stuff. But now I feel like you just scroll down your timeline and it's like, oh, it's this, it's that. And then like the songs and rap and like, so I don't know. I think that's why everyone, and then the scams and like, I feel like scammers are the reason why name brand became so accessible. That's what I was trying to, but then people still don't understand there's a difference between luxury name brand and a luxury lifestyle, right? And I don't think people really get that.
Yeah, too many people chasing a luxury lifestyle,
but don't know what it is.
That, like, it's so many little luxuries. I guess we're gonna have to take it there because this point keep coming up. We're just gonna take it there.
Right, we going there. Come there with us, guys.
Right. So it's like so many little luxuries. I was gonna ask you, what are some luxuries that you feel that you have that don't really require a price tag?
My self-care, like my mental health, that's a luxury for me. Like, I will excuse myself in 1.5 seconds, and I love that for myself. And that's with anybody. It can be my own child. You understand what I'm saying? If it does not bring me happiness, that's it. And I tell myself, I don't deserve that.
Right.
Like, I don't deserve the way you're talking to me. I don't deserve the way you're interacting with me, and I'm not doing it. And it costs me nothing. But that's a luxury for me. Because a lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't say, people will say, oh, I don't need nobody, or this, or that. No, but I mean it, and I stand on it. Like, I really don't mind falling out with anybody. And it really not even a fall out. It's just you know what? I don't think that I deserve to be around you, and I don't think you deserve to be around me. So I think that's one of my luxuries. That's for free. It costs me nothing. Because I used to have internal battles with myself about that. Like, dang, life is so short. And I just told this person, don't ever talk to me again. Yeah. But I don't feel bad anymore. So that's a luxury of mine. I think I think because I've been through so much trauma in my life, and that trauma have caused me to reach some really low places. And when I pull myself out and I just want to vibrate higher, like I just want to be around love and, good people and good energy and good times and nice things, experiences. And it's like, people don't do that for me. Like, they do not. Like, I feel like it's always something when you're interacting with human beings, whether they want more from you or, if you don't show up to something. It's like, girl, I couldn't get out of my bed today. And you mad because I didn't go to boop, you're done. That's it. So I think just people actions, and over time, it just made me become so secure, and then just building my relationship with, like, God and, like, having faith. And I'm just like, I don't need this. So I'm just easy to let people go. And I love that. It's a great luxury. And that's another thing I wish for every Black woman. I feel like we go so hard to please everybody, and we go above and beyond all the time. And it's just like, who goes above and beyond for you? Even with your kids. Even with your kids, I feel like, you put your kids before yourself. And it's like, this topic is, we're going off a little topic, but everyone, like, you automatically hear that, right? Like, a child become before the mother. No, I don't know who told somebody that. Like, why did anybody say that? You're first. And if you don't have anything in your cup, whether it be your husband or your sister or your child or whomever, you cannot properly function. So for me, it's just, I'm first all the time.
I love
and
that.
That's it. And that's just how it's going to be.
Oh my God. Because I've been struggling with that, like, with setting boundaries. I think that's why I'm still having a hard time with it. Because it's like, am I being mean? Or is it like, this is needed?
No,
and
it's
lately,
needed.
yeah,
It's
lately
needed
I've
for
been
your
telling
happiness.
myself that you, like, come on.
It's needed.
Let's be real.
It's needed. People will run you dry. Yeah. Even your kids. Your kids will run you dry. Your husband will run you dry. And then you have nothing, And I feel like that's why so many Black women, like, Black women, the number one disease is heart disease for them. And I feel like it's more so not just physically but internally. Like, we endure so much, like so many heartfelt things from the people we love, because we give our all, and we never stop and say, you know what, let me just give myself this day, or let me just, let me call out of work today and, just lay in a bed if I want to. You know what I mean? Yeah.
We be feeling like it's selfish.
Yeah, and it's not.
It's not.
It's not at all. Like, you have to give to yourself. You deserve it. That's luxury. You deserve it. Why don't you deserve that? Like, you're putting everyone first. Who's going to put you first? And then you mad. And then you mad at everybody. Like, what?
Really?
That is absolutely crazy. I don't understand how you're upset because someone's not putting you first, and you're running, like, you set the tone. Mm-hmm. They only know this. They only know how to interact with you based on how you taught them to.
Right.
So.
Oh my God, I love that. I feel like I just don't be wanting it to be true. Like, when you see how somebody acts and the relationship that you have with the person, it's like, bro, I don't want it to be true. So
yeah, like, I expected so much more.
Right.
How did we get here? Mm-hmm. Believe it. That's why I don't feel bad. Not one time. I never feel bad. Never, ever. I never had one regret yet.
Oh, let me ask this one first. Do you feel like it's important for young women to see Black women in these experiences, like younger girls?
Yes, I do. I think it's very important because you learn from your environment and you adapt from your environment. So I think it's important for, just like they say, it's important for young girls to see their mom being loved correctly. I think it's as great as, of importance to see, these experiences, like traveling and, knowing that, okay, I may live in this, certain neighborhood, but this is what the world look like, and this is what the world have to offer me. And, I am supposed to be treated like this, and I'm supposed to think of myself as the highest, and, God created me, and I'm wonderfully made, so I'm supposed to just, be number one in everything and just be satisfied in everything. And God want me to live my life in great comfort. He don't want me to suffer. So I just think it's important for women to see that, going back to the booster, if I never had that experience, I wouldn't know really. Like, that was my first interaction with fashion, with high end fashion. And this was in my living room. We would be in my living room or we would be in my kitchen, or if it was sometimes when my mom wasn't home, he'll come down the block. I'm playing with my friend Shay. Come, let me show you what I got. So you could tell your mom, like I was really, that's what made me fall in love with fashion, was those living room and kitchen experiences. And then just like magazines. And then like when I got into junior high and high school, it was Sex in the City. And I would like look at all the bags and like, I would go after school, we'll go to Soho, and I'm like looking at all the stores, and my first job was retail. I think all of that, shaped, who I wanted to be and like the life I wanted to live. And, I can see other people's experiences. Like when I went away to school, when I went to Howard, and I realized, I'm like, oh my God, I was surrounded by so much Black excellence. Like my friends, their parents were judges and, doctors and heart surgeons. I had never experienced that other than the Cosbys, Yeah. I was the first person in my family to graduate college. So all of those experiences, poured into me. And I feel like every young girl should have those experiences just so they know, this is what life is. That's not living, where I'm at, whether I'm in Bed-Stuy, Brownsville, East Newark, wherever you are, that's not life, but this is, And I think, it'll just shape their experiences and motivate them. To want more.
So if you were to create a starter pack for Black Girl Luxury, you know how they have the little memes with the starter packs? What would you put in it? What is 5 things, your top 5 things? And it could be materialistic or not. What are your top 5 things you need to have a luxurious life?
Okay, your Bible. That's number 1. Right, because God is luxury. Okay, you need to know the maker, Alpha and Omega, where you come from and where that grace and that mercy come from. So that's number 1 for sure. A passport. Definitely needs to travel the world and experience that. I think you need a good shoe. Education. That's luxury, right? No one can take that from you. If you know something, woo, dangerous place. A good bag. A good bag. I love a good bag. Yeah, those are my 5. That's my starter kit.
And I love that you put God first.
Yes, that's not a game. That is not a game. Like, because I feel like once you realize, like, how much God loves you and how much that blood covers you, then you want more for yourself. Right. It's like, oh, okay, now I know who I am. All right, now you're going to treat me exactly like that, or like when it could come with like in male relationships, it can come in friendships, even the way your family treats you, even the way your parent treats you, uncle treats you, cousin treats you, it's like, no, I don't like the way you're treating me. Right. That's like,
and you have every right to step away.
Yeah. So that's my starter kit.
I love that. Okay, y'all, I'm so excited. I was so excited to have Shay on here.
I was excited to come.
I'm glad you did.
I was so happy to come. I was shy, though.
I don't know why. She's a natural. She's a natural.
I'm glad I came.
So, y'all, this is the end of the episode. We want to thank our special guest, 𝗫𝗱𝗵𝗵𝗵𝗵. I call her 𝗫𝗱𝗵𝗵, for coming. So, if you want to plug your business, your social media, anything you can.
So right now I'm doing a little revamp, so I'll come back to you.
Okay. So we'll have that next time.
Yes.
Okay. So I love y'all. Don't forget that hot girls need healing too, but that's okay because that's what we're here for. And we'll see y'all in the next episode.
Later.